three property tax planning mistakes that we're seeing families make. So Prop 19 is this new law. Understand the implications if you take the wrong step and what it can mean. Mistake number one, adding a child to the title now. Well, if you make them a partial owner now, one, that's a completed gift. So you have to report a gift to the IRS, whatever the value was given to your child. You probably don't owe any taxes on that. You can give up to $12.92 million during your life. You no longer own that. If your child is sued, that's exposed. If your child goes bankrupt, that's exposed. And the worst thing though, is that that portion would be reassessed right away. If you transfer it to your child, a partial share, if they're not living with you, there would be an immediate reassessment. Mistake number two, gifting the house while you're still living. There are a lot of reasons we don't recommend doing this. Well, one, if you give it to them, same issues, lawsuits, bankruptcy, other problems, it's exposed. And two, there would be an immediate property tax reassessment. The whole house would be reassessed. Just because you're giving it to them while you're alive doesn't mean you've beaten Prop 19. Property taxes would go up instantly. Even if your child is living with you, you only have partial protections for your primary residence. If it's a commercial residence or a rental or something you don't live in, full reassessment at that time. So we don't recommend doing that. And if you give something to your kids while you're still living, they don't get the stepped up basis when you pass away. So we want to make sure that you're thoughtful about this, because if a house is in your estate or property is in your estate when you pass away, but at least your kids inherit it with the option of selling without capital gains tax exposure, because you get the benefit, or your family gets the benefit of a stepped up cost basis, meaning the IRS says, we don't care what mom and dad paid for it, just give us the value on the date of mom and dad's passing. That becomes a new cost basis. So at least your kids can sell the house for minimal capital gains taxes. But if you give it to them while you're living, not only would property taxes go up right away, they wouldn't get that stepped up basis. So if they ever sell the house or sell the commercial property, the rental, they face hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, in capital gains tax exposure. Some people mistakenly think, well, my house is in a living trust. You need a living trust, but that alone doesn't do you any good when it comes to Prop 19 protecting low property taxes. And we've seen some people play around on their own saying, oh, I'll use an entity. I'll create my own partnership or my own LLC, play games there. Be very careful. You need to work with experts when it comes to using entities. And we do use entities for our clients, but we do this. This is our job. So don't try it at home. If you mess up just a little bit, property taxes can be fully reassessed and you might lose the stepped up basis. Don't make these mistakes. Don't think you can get around Prop 19 by taking shortcuts. There are ways to deal with it, but you need to work with an expert team. And we, of course, can be part of that team, but just don't try this at home. Very easy to find us. You can find us 650-493-8070 or gilfix.com. And for those of you who haven't, subscribe to our Gilfix Law YouTube channel. Very easy to find. It's growing. As my mom likes to say, I hope everybody stays safe, sane, and healthy. I'm Mark Gilfix. Take care.